everybody, it's Walter. I'm a contributor to the Property Tribune, and today I went to one of the CPD courses that we do to maintain our license. And one of the teachers was Robin Wren, and he agreed to do a little bit of an interview to let us all know what really happens behind the scenes and how things fall together. So I've put a few questions I'm gonna ask him, and then he's gonna enlighten us a little bit of what happens behind the scenes. So Robin, thank you for participating.
Pleasure, mate.
The first question is, what is the process of getting courses approved? We all know that the MERS is the one that regulates it, but how does that work?
So DMIR, so Department of Mines, Industry Regulation Safety, sets some key expectations for what CPD needs to be. Mm-hmm. The elective can be a bit more open in what we're allowed to do, but it has to meet, I think there are 5 key parameters that they set. And these are around industry best practice. These are around working for the consumer, complaint resolution, legislation-based topics, and things that promote our professionalism within the industry that we all operate.
Okay. So once it goes from the, so you come up with an idea?
Yeah, so to give you a summary of this morning, so we developed Loving Legislation as one of our courses last year. So we thought of let's say we want to give an overview of the main acts that we have to follow in real estate. We want to come up with a name that incorporates our passion for what we do, which is why the Loving Legislation, because there's ways to look at what we do and do it in a professional manner, in a way that legislation doesn't have to be a drag, for example, which often the stigma goes with it. So we submit an application, so there's a standard form that's available from the government. We then put our application in saying we'd like the course to be 3.5 hours. We would like it to be for 3.5 points. We're going to cover these certain aspects here so that it links to their key objectives. We then provide them an overview of how that session's going to flow for the day. This is how long we're going to talk about the Code of Conduct. This is how long we're going to talk about the Privacy Act. This is how long we're going to engage with Australian consumer law, for example. Then we submit that to DMIR for consideration. They'll review it and align how close does it meet their requirements. If they're happy with the whole application, they'll grant us 3.5 CPD points for that. If they say, look, most of it's on what we want, but mainly this hour and a half isn't, we'll give you 2 points for this 3.5 hour course. And we can then go back and remove our course to be able to make it work. So then we get the 3.5 hours for the 3.5 CPD points, where DMIR is happy and ultimately the consumer, which is the industry, is happy with the end result too.
Okay, all right, well, interesting. So once it is approved and they're happy to for you to carry out the course, what is involved from your organization? Today we've been in a venue, so where does it go from there? How do you formalize it? How do you make the booking, and how does that all work?
So yeah, we get the outline that's there approved by DMIRs. We have the outline of course what the acts are going to be. We then write the content. So we align the content with the approval that they've done. We then develop a facilitator guide. What the facilitator guide is it allows for consistency along our trainers. So this morning you had Catherine Hanson deliver the session there. I can also deliver that session, as can multiple other trainers. We give them a template on how we want that course delivered in order to meet DMIR's requirements. Right. We also provide then a PowerPoint, which you can see behind me as well, which is a PowerPoint format, which is the visual part of our training session. Those 3 align. We then have the course ready, checked and approved internally, and then we market to the industry that we work within. So a lot of our business is repeat business, referral business, where people in the room, like today, 2/3 of the room, if not more, have attended training sessions with us in the past, and they like how we deliver and how we do what we do. And then they come back, and hopefully they bring a friend, and they come back next year again, or then the whole office comes, and we're growing nicely from that. So we grow and promote a lot from just communication within the industry, the people that we know, and yeah, we're quite lucky. I think we try to deliver the best training we possibly can, and if we do what we do to the best standard possible, we hope then that naturally also grows for us.
And how does it work with the organization for the venue?
We try to pick central as often as we can. Having said that, we did deliver a session this week in Coburn. We deliver all over Western Australia as well to see our clients. So we are heavily a client-delivered office. In 2 weeks' time, I'll be in Geraldton running an open session in Geraldton, as well as one for one of our clients directly there. So we either liaise directly with the office where they want it held, and today is an open session, so we love the Oxford Hotel. Great food, great venue, free parking. It ticks lots of boxes for people, as well as being relatively central. We then trial the venue out once, And if the events manager, who happens to be here, her name is Jess, she's excellent. She makes our life simple, and that should also be part of the process, that we can rock up to training and have the room set up and everything available for us. That means we don't have last minute stress which flows onto the client. So this is one of our key places.
Perfect. Excellent. All right. So you touched base on it before, but how do you promote it? How do you promote the courses?
We speak to people about it. We're in the industry a lot, so we ask people to come. We send out to all our clients, we send out emails saying this is what we're delivering and when. There is a 10-point requirement everyone in real estate does have to fulfill. And when they get our emails out, they start seeing the courses they like, the times they've got free in their diary, and then generally they're trying to slot themselves into one of them.
Okay, so simple.
Relatively straightforward, yeah, and there's not too much marketing for us. We do use social media, word of mouth, and email predominantly.
Okay, all right, perfect. What are the challenges that you face on the day besides having a flat tire?
Yeah, so this morning's session, Catherine had a flat tire on the way, and thankfully one of our other trainers was sitting into this session for her own CPD points this morning, so able to pick her up. So there are situations like that which has come out of control. Unfortunately, the biggest issues we have when we facilitate is generally, hopefully, not our material. It's mainly how our computer system connects up to the projector and the audio. And the biggest issues we have, honestly, are IT issues, where everything works on our system and we have to connect to a new computer, projector, we have to figure out audio, and sometimes they just don't align. So yesterday, for whatever reason, the training session I did, my computer, which is relatively new, just didn't like the system that the office used, so we had to I had a USB as a backup, put it onto another computer, and then we did the presentation on someone else's laptop through their TV system,
and then it worked.
And then it works fine. So we always have a backup plan. I like the saying training, the Navy SEAL saying, 2 is 1, 1 is none. So always have a backup plan. Okay,
oh, perfect. Today event and training session has finished. What are your after sales activities? What do you do now? What does your office do now?
Cool, thank you. Good question, because a lot of people worry straight away after today. So the participants who sit into CPD have to sign that they're here. We then take the attendance list back to the office. We will log onto the DMERS back end, and we will go onto the person's name, like yourself. We will register their tick box that you've done your 7 CPD points. So then you're compliant on their system automatically. There's nothing you need to do. We will then process the certificate to show that you've done it, and then we're going to email that through to you. So we allow a 2-week window at Aspire to give us time to register all the participants from all the sessions, make sure they're on the DMER site, make sure certificates are issued, and then sent out to individuals that are there.
All right. So also that is runs quite smoothly.
Yes, we do this quite a lot, so our process is generally pretty good, but we also balance lots of other areas of the business as well, which is why we say 2 weeks it'll all be done, but realistically normally it's done within a few days of the training session. But it's always better, as you know, to under promise and over deliver.
Yes. Yep. Golden rule. Okay. No, perfect. So well, thank you for that. If people would like to book in for a session, if we're getting towards the end of the year, if they haven't done all their points yet, how can they get in touch? How can they make sure that they get their points?
I would just do a search online for Aspire PT. We have face-to-face courses like this between now and the end of the year, as well as online training. So you do need to do your 10 points. You can do it online and you can do it face-to-face. AspirePT.com.au has all the online information ready to go. You can sign up and start now, or you can book in there and come to a venue like today, and we do lunch, we do food, coffees, etc. And hopefully the day is enjoyable for everyone. Okay, well, perfect. Well, thanks again. I'm covered. I've done my points for the year, so I don't have to worry about that anymore. Thank you for sharing the back end of what happens backstage. Yes, pleasure. And if you have any questions or you would like to book in your points, contact Robin or Google Aspire and go from there. We've got everything available. We'd love to help you. Thanks. Thanks, Robin. Thank you very much. Cheers.